I'm gonna be Wilson again. It's like, Heidi ho, neighborino. Make this one with a pair of underwear I have. And then there's a Hello Kitty poking her head out of one of them. It's super silly and super adorable at the same time. Oh, the cat has taken over my spot. Oh, hey, Gabby. Yeah. Hi, honey. Well, happy Friday, everybody. I promise the frog is not, oh, wrong scene. Hey, everybody. I hope you can hear me okay. Still kind of like lost my voice a little bit. Thank you, Shikamaru, for the sub. 17 months in a row. I was about ready to yell at you about where your pants were. And then I was gonna throw pants at you, and then you put pants on anyway. So like, I can't even be mad right now. I can't even pretend to be mad right now. Yeah. So since you've seen me last Monday, I have gotten progressively more sick. I'm doing better now. I was really bad like the last 2 nights where like I had no voice whatsoever. But it's coming back slowly. That's kind of why I was running late. Is I was making a hot toddy. Got some of that American honey turkey, wild turkey, whatever, that honey whiskey, and I put that in my green tea. And so we'll see how that helps. Probably won't be too long of a stream tonight, cause you know, I don't know how long my throat is gonna hold out, but we're gonna give it the good old college try. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It is Friday. Tazzy! Merry Christmas, Tazzy. Happy New Year. I've been asking Shikamaru how you've been, how you and Little Bear have been. I'll call her Little Bear. So I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I heard that you've been sick, and I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. I need to make like a care package for you, so I can send you like sewing stuff, and so you can sew and we can sew together like on stream and shit, because I think that'd be really fun. Um, yeah, you're getting there? Good. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, because it sucks being sick. I tell you what. We got a hype train going. How the hell did that happen? Okay. That's a thing. I think that's the first time I've seen the notification for a hype train. That's pretty cool. Happy New Year, right? Oh man, I've been sick for over a week. Oshemi thinks I may have the Rona. And I told him, no, nope, I'm fine. I'm fine. He's like, are you sure? You've been running a fever for like over a week? I'm like, no, I'm not running a fever. He feels my head. Yes, you are. I'm like, no, no, I'm in denial. I got too much shit to get done. You know? We have a test over the counter, and I could do it, but I'm a little bit of a shithead, and I haven't done it yet. Um, but yeah, so I'm glad you're feeling better and getting there. I know it's no fun being sick, especially like this time of year. You know what I mean? Um, Holy shit, 12 months, 12 months, Tezzy. I can't believe it's been that long. That's crazy, man. So, speaking of New Year's, we didn't really get to touch too much of it on Monday because Monday we had our interview. Um, and that was such a good interview. I know Joe's here in the channel, so, I absolutely adore Joe. And I'm really glad she was able to sit down and be able to be on the stream with us. And I'm going to H&H. I haven't officially announced that, so here's my official announcement. We're going to H&H again, and we're going to be streaming. And I'm hoping maybe we can get Joe to sit down with us and a couple of our returning people from last year, because those streams were really fun, and being able to stream on location, that's a special big deal. You know what I mean? I'll make sure to bring my own background stuff, of course, but it is what it is. Deal. Oh, I'm good. I'm happy. You just made my day right there. But New Year's resolutions. I know it's such like an old-fashioned, cringy thing to like talk about because we never really keep them. But what are your guys' New Year's resolutions? Because I'm nosy. I'm nosy as fuck, and I gotta know. You know what I mean? What are you guys like hoping to achieve this year? I know Shikamaru's got a good one. If Shikamaru wants to share with the class, we'll all sit very awkwardly and stare at Shika until to have Shika there again. Aw, that's really sweet. And I know that's, of course, like, I can't blame him because, like, when he went to see you, I think I can talk about it. You live in Scotland, and Joe and I have a friend, Adele, who lives out in Scotland, and she keeps telling me that I should come out to visit, and she's got a couch and all that, and I'm like, deal, I'm coming. But, like, man, to go back out to Scotland would be, I think, Shikamaru's dream, right? Because, like, he can eat things there and not die slowly. You've been working on them for the last 3 days. Can you give me a teaser, Joe? I want to know. I am so nosy, guys. It's not even funny. Yeah. Shikamaru, I'm still waiting for you to share with the class. You can share, but that's the goal, to go back to Scotland. Yeah, goal is to go back to Scotland for you. But Shikamaru is my roommate, for anyone who doesn't know. He's the troll that lives in my basement. He's a very lovable troll. He's like a brother to me. But he was telling me today what his New Year's resolution was. And it made me stop and think. Because I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it quite this way. And his goal is to not lie to himself this year. Like, that's his New Year's resolution. And what he meant by that, and he explained to me, for example, like, for Christmas, his family got him an exercise bike. Really nice one, too, right? And he kept putting it together. And, he'd say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it later today. Oh, I'll do it. And he's just got back, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to lie to myself, and I'm going to do it. It's going to be 11 o'clock at night, but I'm going to make it because I told myself I was going to do it. Hi, honey. Aw, I'm sorry. We'll figure it out. What's your New Year's resolution, dear? We're sharing with the class, so you have to share too.
I didn't have one, but I would think it's
try and have more fun this year. I like that. You watched him make it. See, that's accountability right there. When you have somebody to like keep you accountable, that's the way to go. Yeah, Oshemi says his is to have more fun this year. It was a big adulting year this year for us, or last year. So, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I had to go on a lot of trips and all that kind of stuff, but he kind of got left behind watching the kids and all of that. So, I can definitely see him wanting to maybe get out and like stretch his legs a little bit and do his own thing. Because he's got a motorcycle in the garage that is just begging for him to rebuild it. And, well, I'm not going to let her in there. Well, I can't control that. You should probably deal with it. I cannot promise that I can do any of that. Oh, man. But yeah, so for me, my New Year's resolution is to say no. To say no to something. That's my goal. And it's not going so good right now. I've already agreed to do 2 different workshops for OBS in like March and April. And it was just like, I had the perfect opportunity to say no, and I didn't. Because, like, Joe, you said producing fabric collection 10 weeks of 6 hours, 6 hours a day, 4 days a week, works out. That's a lot. A holistic practitioner in March. Shika, you live in the prettiest basement. except for this is my part of the basement. Right? This is my studio space, and it looks fabulous, right? Because I had a hand in it. Shikamaru's little area is like, I mean, to be honest, I did paint it, and I did like make it really nice before he came out. But he's doing better. You know, he's in his 20s, so like keeping things organized isn't always his best thing. So it doesn't keep going all over. You here? Okay. Welcome, Ash. Thank you for being late to the party. I'm glad you're here. Me and my squeaky voice, I apologize, guys. So it doesn't keep going all over. Oh, the color. No. So the color is on my walls. We did Draconic. My buddy, my pal. It's so good to see you, my friend. 2 years. 24-month streak. You are nuts. You are absolutely nuts. I love your face, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, so when we redid the basement, because this was a big thing 2 years ago when I first started using this as a studio, we found out that all the electricity was like on the same circuit kind of thing. It like majorly like 1 or 2 circuits. And so having 4 computers running and my iron and everything and all of my monitors and everything was just way too much, and we kind of blew a circuit, and we didn't want to catch anything on fire, so we redid the whole basement. And Luke made an office for himself, and then so his office is black and gray, totally emo edgy, and then mine is bright and teal and happy, and then Shikamaru's area is whites with some foresty sage green kind of thing. So it's very masculine and calming in there. How are you, Draconic? Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff. We're talking about New Year's resolutions with my froggy voice. My friend Lori called it my sexy voice. When I saw her last night, she's like, "Oh, you've got your sexy voice still." I'm like, "Oh." Yeah, I was telling Draconic Osh about your trip down the mountain, and you being stuck in traffic and postponing D&D. Our first game back in like 5-6 months, and we couldn't. We had to cancel again. It was like, fuck. That's the way it goes, you know. Draconic, we're talking about New Year's resolutions. What is your New Year's resolution for the year? 13-hour day. It was a long day, and that was like the first major day I was sick too, and he was gone all day, and I had to deal with a kid. So for those who don't know, Xander's in a little brace right now. and a little, because he sprained his pinky. We thought he broke it, but the 3-year-old can't keep still or keep it like still, so we had to like brace his whole hand because they didn't have a splint small enough. The poor kid. Like, oh man, it's been a thing. It's been such a thing. Oh, Draconic, look how cute. He's so cute. That's my little Bart. He's my little caterpillar buddy. I'm so happy with him. We've been kicking off our New Year's on our Quilt Guild group, whatever you want to call us. I'll do the little thingy-mabobber. Should work now. Yeah, it works. So we're doing a sprout, and so Monday, Jo, who's in the channel right now, she was our guest interview because she's one of the designers this week. And we're doing this big quilt challenge for like 7 weeks. And there's like 11 of us designers, tons of free blocks and giveaways and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, it's been really good. This has only been the first week, and we've got like almost 400 people already, and it's just kind of mind-blowing. I'm not saying my New Year's goals because every time I'm vocal about them, something happens to cause me not to accomplish them. Okay, that is fair. That is fair, my friend. I get you. I can follow that. But there's something, like, isn't there like a science around sharing it socially and being held accountable? Because if you hold it tight, then nobody else knows. So if you stop, no one else knows, and you don't feel any pressure to keep doing it. Isn't that a thing? Because, like, all right, I'm curvaceous. So there's no hiding that, right? And every time I look at trying to get healthy, one of the big things for like weight loss, when you start that journey, is to share it publicly on social media or whatever. That way you can kind of feel accountable, right? I feel like yes and no, like depending on the kind of personality you are. Like, I don't mind sharing, but then it just feels worse when you like stop, right? Like when you kind of can't do it. Like, for example, I was doing really well last year. I was going to the gym 3 times a week. Really loving it. They had a child care for my toddler. So it was like me time and exercise. And I like to weight lift. I really do. But it's dependent on having a car, right? And then Oshemi's work took their work van away. And we were down to 1 car. So then, like, there goes my transportation to the gym that whole time. It was just one of those things. I shared in my goal group, but publicly with people I know, no way. I could see that. There's a lot of pressure, right? And especially because, like, we've kind of talked about it a little bit. Like, because we are quiltrepreneurs, right? Not everybody, like, not our normal group necessarily know what we're going through and what things are big deals and what things aren't. So, like, sharing with them what's even going on in our lives can be really hard, right? So, because, like, you feel like it's a big win and it's a big thing and you want to celebrate, but, like, you tell somebody and they're like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Like, fuck. There's also the science of this has been tested over many years of my life and I can recognize a pattern. Okay, I got that. Granted, I don't mind sharing either, but something about me taking the certain things, because... Okay. I can get down with that. And I'm nosy. I'll figure out one way or another. I'm just milking my hot toddy while we chat for a little bit. Oh man, you know what I want to do? I want to play Grounded again, Draconic. I missed that. That's awesomely worded. Yes, Draconic is a very fantastic wordsmith. Draconic, this is Jo. And Jo is our interviewee on Monday, but also I'm trying to sweet talk her into coming to Twitch and starting to stream. So we're trying to make good impressions. And Jo, you must have signed up for Palia because I got a little in-game mail saying, here is your friend referral thing. Here's your friend referral gift, and congratulations. I'm like, oh, Jo must have signed up. She's gonna come play Palia. I'm so excited. Many people will eventually know one of my goals for 2024. Is it to become rich and famous? Because, I mean, you're already rich in friendship, right? Do you have to play on the PC? Yes. Yes, you have to... Peli is one of those where you gotta play on the PC. Gonna turn that down just a little bit. Yeah, Draconic is a longtime friend. We've known each other. We met on Twitch, actually. That's kind of the funny thing. I always talk about how Twitch is great for community building, right? And I have people on here who have been a part of this community or that I have known from other communities for like almost a decade now. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. That might limit it some then. Does your do you not you have a computer, Joe? You got a computer. It's not too intense of a game, I don't think. I could really nerd out and ask, your basement is cold? So we need to get you a little heater, is what I'm hearing, right? We need to get you a little, like, personal heater. Because I get that. My basement was always super cold until we put carpet down. And then it, like, warmed up, like, 10 degrees easy. And now it's really comfy down here. I mean, it doesn't hurt that I've got, like, 4 monitors and all the lights and everything going on. You do have a heater right beside you. We gotta figure it out. I'm gonna turn you into a gamer, Joe. I'm determined. We're gonna get you into cozy games, and it's gonna be like night and day. You're gonna love it. Oh man, I should have added more whiskey. That probably would have helped. You laugh, but I'm not kidding. You know, the gaming part of me is like something that just isn't, like, yes, I'm a huge quilting nerd. You can see all the quilting shit behind me, all that stuff. But, like, there's a love for gaming inside of me, and that just cannot be quenched. And it's really hard because all I want to do right now is, like, boot up a game and play. But I've been pretty determined that I'm going to primarily do sewy quilty stuff on the channel, right? And every once in a while we'll have our RP season that kicks off and we'll go from there. Can confirm this. Okay, listen. You don't need to rat me out. Okay? Don't rat me out. But yeah. So, but tonight we are going to be doing, we're not necessarily going to start sewing and quilting tonight, but we're going to be heading over to the cutting table here in just a minute. We'll see how the mite box works. You didn't say it was bad. Okay, it's bad for productivity. It's very bad for productivity. I'm better now. I have more self-control now than I used to. Because my self-control before was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and play Ark for 13 hours. But, you know, the living situation was a lot different and I didn't have a 3-year-old up my butt. You know what I mean? But tonight we're gonna sit down and we're gonna kind of talk about some designs, because my goal for the year, like, okay, here's my big Twitch goal for the year, because I've got all these patterns that I'm writing for outside of the stream and all that kind of stuff that you guys are seeing on Instagram and things like that, and I love that. But I really want to get back to doing a stream quilt, or stream quilts, as it were. And being able to do things that I'm not worried about leaking. You know, if it's a pattern ahead of time or a fabric line that I'm not supposed to show or anything like that. Because I have a couple of those kind of projects right now where you guys can't see it, I can't share it, that kind of stuff. You're intrigued? Good. I'm glad you're intrigued because you stick around for this. So, what I want to do, because you guys know, like 2 years ago we did like, Love is Love, which was the pineapple pizza meme, and we did the little New Year's eevee with the little New Year's party hat and all that kind of stuff. And I want to go back to doing that and having some fun with that, because I really enjoyed that, right? And doing like the D&D quilts and stuff. Or is it a good building the habit of committing to something and sticking to it? Okay, that too. that too. And that's one thing I want to talk about. Um, we are not, I'm going to repeat one more time, we are not doing member Hexies this year. Um, I still have our member Hexie quilt to put together from 2 years ago. I still have our member Hexies from last year that I got to catch up and finish and add that to a quilt. So I have a lot of that, and I don't have the time to do more member Hexies. As much as I love that, and as much as I love shouting you guys out and doing those Hexies and all that kind of stuff, you know, that was something unique to me and the channel and showing my appreciation for you guys. But, like, I just don't have any time. And I don't want that to be something that keeps me from streaming. Because I don't want to be like, hey guys, I didn't get it done yet. Hey guys, I screwed up again. You know, that kind of stuff. And I know you guys are fantastic and you all support me and I love you guys for it. So we're not doing member Hexies this year. Maybe next year in 2025 if, like, I'm able to hire help or I don't know, fucking crazy, I win the lottery and I don't have to worry about shit. Then we can do it again. But right now, there's a lot of other outside projects that I got to dedicate my time. So this project that I want to do for stream would be like on stream only primarily. Like I'd probably do some fabric pulls outside of stream so we can like not have to do all of that, right? Because that can be a little time consuming. But I have a couple different ideas and I thought I was sure on what quilt I wanted to work on. But now I'm not so sure. Let me go ahead and we'll switch on over and then we can kind of talk. I've got my drawings over on the table. Let me make sure. Camera? Hello? Camera, you want to turn on? Oh, that's hand sewing. Wrong one. Alright, there we go. That'll work. That'll work. Alright. Let me get my other mic. Hold on, guys. Testing, do. Alright, that looks pretty good. Oshemi, let me know if it's too bad. I don't know how long the battery on this one's gonna last, but we're gonna make it work. Alright, let me drag you guys over there so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah. Boop. Okay. Alright. So I hate that it cuts it out a little bit. Hold on. My computer is being a little weird sometimes. Oh, you don't want to move over, huh? Oh, you're going to be such a butt. Fine. Just parts of the word are going to be cut off, guys. I apologize. Okay, there we go. Alright, I don't have my light on over here. You can tell I'm really, like, totally professional over here. Un momento. Let's get some light. Of course it's not plugged in. Why would it be plugged in? That would make too much sense. Alright, there we go. That should be a little bit better. Yay, I can see better already. Okay. Yeah, like I said, my throat is like really bad and like I'm really drained. So I'm going to do my best to kind of just stay active. So we've got a couple different projects that I'm kind of thinking about doing. Originally, I don't know if you guys remember this one. Hey, baby. Stay out here. Osh says not to go in his room. Come here. You ready for bed? What? Oh, great. Okay.
Can we just like...
You can skip it tonight, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And then I gotta get you into the dentist anyway. Go say goodnight. Bug just got back tonight. So you guys remember this one if you've been around for a while. This was the Sylveon project. This was February's month. So I already really love this design. And I was thinking about doing an eevee project, an all-year eevee project, but not just like random panels like we originally were going to do. So what I've been thinking about is kind of doing like, hold on, let me move my tea so we don't go flew everywhere. What I was thinking about was kind of doing like a circle medallion style quilt. So we would have a 12-part medallion, right? And then like we'd have like New Year Eevee like over here with his little party hat, right? And then we'd have Sylveon over here, kind of just like hanging out in the clouds. And I want to be able to kind of take it out. What is my I can't talk tonight. I'm assuming you're asking me what my favorite evolution is. My favorite evolution. That's a good question. Fuck, what did I just drop? Oh, man. Honestly, if I had to pick any type, it would be ghost type. But they don't have a ghost type yet. So, like, I'm really bummed about that because that, like, I can see how awesome that would be, right? I'd have to say either Sylveon, probably. I think Sylveon's my favorite. Which one's your favorite, Draconic? Little known fact, Oshemi is a really big Eevee fan. He's a huge Eevee fan. Like, yeah. If he had any Pokemon companion, it would be a normal type Eevee. So we'd have like little Eevee here, their little bow. But I want the elements to kind of come off the page a little, right? Espeon and Umbreon stole my heart from their introduction. Yeah, so we have an Umbreon and an Espeon picture above our bed. What's up?
My bed isn't made.
Ah, shit. Oshemi, will you come check the sheets, please?
Yeah, it's just like...
You go ahead and you go hang out on the couch, and we'll get your bed made, okay?
Luckily, I have a blanket out here.
Yeah, you just go hang out. Luke will be right up, okay? Okay?
Can I put something on the pillow?
Yeah, go ahead. Especially Espeon. Now I can get that. See, but I really loved the introduction of fairy typing. That was really cool to me. I really love that. But so, like, I want the Eevees to kind of come off, and then we would have a big medallion in the center, right? And then we'd have our 12 parts of our pie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So we'd have to squeeze in 2 more, but that's fine. But then, like, I want to, like, either round and scallop it, right? And then have, like, do, like, a stained glass, like, Alphonse Mucha kind of style. I'm losing the styling. The Art Nouveau, that's what I'm thinking about. Kind of like the Art Nouveau style, but not exactly. Where we'd have, like, all this kind of fringe and detail and stuff. And then maybe do the seasons up in the corners. Though we'd already have seasons going on, I think, through here. because you'd have New Year's and Valentine's Day, and then probably like St. Patrick's Day, and then like April showers, bring May flowers, and then a May, and then summer is easy for June and July, and just do that kind of thing, right? That's something that I was thinking about doing, and and then just being able to have like lots of detail, kind of almost like a mandala, right? It'd be like a cross between a mandala and a stained glass Art Nouveau, where you'd have like all these little details going on. And we'd have to sit down and we'd probably spend a good month or two designing all the different elements, right? And doing something like that. And then in the center, I would want to do like a Pokeball. Like maybe a luxury ball. I don't know what my favorite ball is, to be honest. Like whether we do a luxury ball in the center, or I don't want to do a love ball because I feel like there's already going to be a lot of like pinks and stuff. And I don't want to eschew too heavily to Sylveon. You know what I mean? I kind of want to keep it balanced. And I like the elegance of the luxury ball. But in the end, it would really depend. And maybe we make a special ball that's like an eevee ball, right? And that could be really kind of cute and cliche, right? With like little ears or whatever. I don't know. But that's one idea I was thinking. And that's kind of the one I was really heavily sitting on because I've been thinking about this quilt. It's been in my head for like 2 years, just itching at me to just figure it out and do it. And I'm not sure, like it'd be really easy to do a raw edge applique, which is like this, right? Where we don't have to worry about what kind of shapes we can get as detailed as we want and all that. But I feel like luxury ball fits the theme too. Are usually known to be quite friendly. That's true. Yeah, I like that a lot. Well, and that was the thing is like, yeah. What was I thinking though? Words are hard. But yeah, because we kind of been thinking about doing this for a while, and it really has just been itching and wanting to come to life. I don't know if we do 12 or if we do 10, but I kind of like the idea of doing 12, one for each month, right? So it'd be like a seasonal. I remember where I was going. So we could do raw edge applique, which is like really super easy for me. It's what I'm kind of known for. It adds layers. But if we make this as big as I want it to be, it's going to be a bed quilt. And honestly, if it's going to be a bed quilt, I want it to be my bed quilt, right? So it's got to be a king size. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write it down in Sharpie. King size. Okay. 12 pie sections. 1 per month. Okay. Luxury ball. I know that's probably not how you spell it. It's fine. I don't care. And I want to include each evolution at least once because there's 7 evolutions now, I think, right? So over 12, it's pretty easy to kind of have a couple duplicates here and there. Like one of them I had thought about doing was like a Flareon with its big fiery coat, right? And kind of like bushy tail over here, right? But I had thought about doing a campfire, right? Because summertime, you go camping and it's s'more time. And to me, the perfect time for that would be for Flareon at night, right? That'd be pretty cool. And then, see, the thing is like trying to decide how small the panels are. Because if they're teeny tiny, I can't get as much detail in or as much of a scene. But if they're big panels, like I'd love to get Eevee in here with like holding a little stick and a marshmallow, right? That's caught on fire. Like, how cute would that be? Like, each having its own scene, you know? So that's kind of where I'm like thinking where I'd go with something like this. Um, but if I do that and I want it to be an actual bed quilt and I don't want to satin stitch it all, right? Because it would be washed, I would have to do turn under applique, which is a possibility. You know, I can reach out to maybe Hugs and Kisses or someone, and we could get them to sponsor the project. Because Hugs and Kisses is not inexpensive, right? For pedal dance that I worked on, Hugs and Kisses was $20 for 20 sheets that were only 8.5 by 11. And if I'm doing a massive quilt like this with all the different elements being turn under and all that kind of stuff, like that's a big deal. 8 eevees, okay. Vaporeon, Flareon, Jolteon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon. Yeah, that's right. I always forget. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, then there's 9. Because you don't have Eevee. There's 9 of them. So we'd have 9. Because we'd have Eevee. And then we'd go the Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon. And then we do Umbreon, Espeon, Sylveon. And then we do Glaceon. It's an E, not an I. Glaceon and Leafeon are often forgotten, yeah. Yeah, Leafeon, that's right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so we'd have 9. 9 to spread out across 12. So that actually breaks down even better. And I plan on having regular eevees sprinkled out for sure. So, yeah. So that's kind of like one of the main ones I was thinking about. What was the other one I was looking at? So another one that I was thinking at that would be another nerdy one. And I think it's actually still here. That's Love is Love. Here we go. So you guys probably remember this one. We worked this one on stream. We actually cut material out for this one. But this is the D&D quilt. And I have the pieces for this specific panel somewhere. Right? And it's actually part of the intro. Right? So this could be one that we work on. But not just doing this, but like doing a whole D&D quilt. And it would be kind of like, think of it like a block of the month. Because something like this, I could mark it as an adventure quilt. So this could be something we work on stream, and then we launch as a separate block of the month pattern for 2025, right? And it could be the adventurer's quilt, right? Because like D&D is really hot right now. Not like that's why I make it. You know, I'm a D&D nut. But I feel like there'd be an audience willing to make it for their sons or daughters or kids, whatever. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters. So there'd be an appeal. And if we broke it down into more of a geometrical kind of quilt, I don't want to draw on top of Numwall. Oh yeah, this is a free pattern over on my blog. Go check it out. It's really super cute. And I'd have to get a bigger notebook. There we go. We could do it there. So for something like this, it'd probably be more geometric and panel-esque. And so this one would probably end up being something like a 55 by like 65 or something like that, something in that comfort zone, right? And we would have different classes, right? And just have like different big panels and little panels, right? Of like different tools and stuff like that. And so if we did something for like each class, so like this one kind of reminds me more of like a bard, because we've got the scroll and the dragonfly. And so say that's the centerpiece that we do. You know what I mean? I'll just put the dodecahedron there. And the little dragonfly. I like dragonflies. They're my mom's favorite animal. And then we could have elements that kind of come out of the seams, right? Little feathers. Right? And then flowers, floral flowers. I like flowers. I know they're not the most masculine thing, but might have that. And then I almost feel like we could go either way, where we could do like a whole quilt just around one class, or we do one quilt that has a panel for each class, right? Because I could easily like make this an entire bard quilt and do each like subclass and trickster and like lyrics and all that kind of stuff. But I don't feel like there'd be as much of an audience for that. And I don't know if I would stick with that kind of quilt as much as if we just did just a general D&D kind of thing. And like, you can't have D&D without a dragon, I feel like. So I feel like we'd have a dragon like sitting over here, kind of like climbing in. Right. I have something kind of similar already designed, and it's designed more towards kids, where it's like a choose your own adventure quilt, where you have more male dominated themes and female dominated themes, though they could be interchanged. So, like things like griffins and beholders and unicorns and all that kind of stuff. Seeing as dragons in the name, right? Right. It's kind of hard not to put a dragon in. But like then that's kind of like cliche, and like then does that mean like we need to have a section down here that's like underground, dungeony, falling apart kind of traps and stuff? You know what I mean? And having the big old pile of gold that's just a giant mimic, right? Because you can't have a giant pile of gold without a mimic. I feel like we could really get really fun and intense with it. And this one would definitely be a raw edge applique quilt. Because it'd be a wall hanging for sure, right? And it wouldn't necessarily be... And you'd have to have like a skull or something like right here. Like, oh no! He just got spiked. Right? You have to have something like that. Like, to me, this section is like the dungeon master. You've got your scroll of paper, and he's telling the story, right? And then you'd have to have like your keys and things. Maybe like a mace or something in one corner. Or your battle axe or something. So it'd be like weapons. Definitely, we'd have to give some hunter love, right? Like the whole huntard thing and how hunters are the worst class in D&D. Not buying it. Not buying it. I love my hunter class, and we'd have to put something in there for them. But then we could really have fun. So what would be classes that we'd want to have like focused? Right? That's kind of like, all right, where do we go with that one? Oh man. Um we'd have to have the barbarian. We'd have to have the barb. We'd have to have some ale or something. / tavern. So this would be more of a story quilt. Anything nature based? Yeah, we'd have to have a druid. So definitely have like some vines or something. And some creatures kind of coming out. There's monsters. Dragons are a big one. My hand is getting all smudgy. For me, one of my favorite creatures in D&D to draw is the Beholder. Right? I love the Beholder. Hunter. We need a bard. I love artificer, personally. I love the idea of like infusing like a teapot with a magical ability. I don't know how well that would necessarily play out in a quilt like this when it's not one of the more known classes, right? That one might be a little different. Rogue. You definitely would have to have rogue. And like poison bottles or something. And then like healing potions, healing pots. So you definitely have to have like your healing pot. And like your poisons. And you could definitely put like an Easter egg of like the Cusco Emperor's New Groove llama. Right? And just having those kind of like magical trinkets on a table or something. Wizards and sorcerers. And I don't know if this is necessarily a this year quilt or if this is something we kind of keep thinking on and we make for like 2025, 2026. Because I have a lot of these different ideas where we could easily do like a mix and match kind of thing. What I want to do really for stream is make a quilt that's like a one-off quilt. That would be for me, but we could also like possibly take it to a show. Like if I did TwitchCon or something like that and set up a booth, right? That would be something we could put up in the booth. That kind of thing. So that's definitely something to think about, right? But like there's definitely a lot of ideas. And then the other one that I was thinking about, is it here? There's pie time. We'll probably make that a special exception. Where is it? Okay, here it is. So I have this one quilt that I've been thinking of for a very long time. And I'm almost ready to kind of work on. And this one would probably be a fun one. Let me flip so I'm not getting anything on. But I know it's all pencil, and I'm going to kind of do a little doodling here. But I have this quilt, this underwater quilt that I want to do. And kind of think like Sirens of the Sea kind of thing. But it would be more a cross between like mermaids and anglerfish, right? It's kind of like the theme I'm going with. Kind of like sea witchy vibes, you know. I'm a big fan of Ursula, if you guys know me. Um, so, you know, having that kind of vibe would definitely be a thing. The tail. And then, like, a giant anglerfish. And this has been, like, something I've been wanting to work on for an art quilt for a very long time. And this one would be huge. And this one would be more of our, something that I'd be working on for an art show for sure. And we'd be looking at using multiple media, right? So some tulle and some shimmers and things like that, and maybe like an LED for like the light of the lure, things like that. I've always had this kind of like weird obsession of beauty and horror. Not necessarily horror, because I'm not a big horror fan, but like beautiful and evil at the same time, right? And you kind of get that with like sirens and anglefish and all that kind of thing. And you'd have like coral, but like you'd want to have like, I know I'm so cliche putting that skull in there, but like having the coral growing from skulls and things like that, and like these beautiful sea anemones. Right? And like just these kind of like these shipwrecks and things like that, right? And I've been thinking about this particular one, for at least 5 to 6 years. It's really been kind of permanent on my brain. I think about it a lot. I think about thumbnails and I draw different elements from time to time, like trying to figure out how I would like um, kind of set the scene, how I would tell the story. You know what I mean? And so that definitely has been something I've thought about quite a bit. And I don't know how grotesque or what I would go. Um, Probably more leaning into the beauty aspect of it. But it has been a thing that I've thought about for a while. And like definitely doing some what are those crystals? Uh the whatever, the big fancy expensive crystals, and using some of those for like the glints and gleams. Um but like definitely doing something like this and kind of just making that kind of kind of having the light rays coming through. Because it's been a while since like I've done like a really, really big art quilt. Like I think the last time I did like a really major art quilt project was Maternal Nature. And that one was the one where it's a druid, a dryad, kind of sitting in a forest holding a small deer, right? And that was very beautiful and very serene. And I kind of want to like dig a little deeper, right? And kind of push that a little bit, and see what I can achieve with fabric. And yeah, I think this would be really fun. And it wouldn't be something that I'd try and make a pattern of. This would just be something, and this would probably be big. It'd be like probably my size, if not a little bit bigger. Because it'd be pretty fun to kind of have these life-size, like, angler maids, right? Angler mermaids. I like that idea. Yeah, because everything kind of ties in to the ecosystem. But so those are a couple of different projects. I'm gonna go sit down because I'm like really tired. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, it probably helps if I actually bring the scene over. We're still kind of figuring out my computer. It's kind of been a little rough with the cooling situation and everything that we were dealing with. But I think she's got most of it figured out. Interesting. There we go. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Okay. I think that should be okay. Hold on. Of course, I turn it on. Turn the other one on, and I'm like hacking up along. But yeah, so that's kind of just like what I was thinking about doing. And I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like you guys would really be down for the Pokemon one. I feel like that's where I was getting a lot of good feedback. I know you guys would be down for like anything and just hanging out and talking. So it's kind of just like I don't know which way I'd go with it. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Whew. My voice feels like it's coming back a little bit. I think the Mai Tai or hot toddy, that's what I'm talking about. Definitely helped. Definitely helped. Oh man. But yeah. So I'm still kind of thinking about that. I think I'm leaning towards the eevee quilt, to be honest with you. That's kind of where I like started the stream. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do the eevee quilt, and then I'm like, am I gonna do the eevee? Am I gonna do the eevee quilt? But yeah, I'm really excited for the other ones. But I feel like this is the year of the Pokemon, because Draconic and I have something kind of cooked up our sleeves that will probably kick off in February. And we're still kind of working out some of the details on that one. And then we'll go from there. But but yeah, so I think I am gonna call it here, guys. If you are interested in doing the Sprout project, you can still sign up. We will be having more interviews next week. Monday, we will have TJ Wright. She was a guest with us last year at H&H. And then we're going to have Susan on Wednesday. We're going to actually be doing Wednesday stream. We're not going to do too many Wednesdays this year. I'm trying to kind of like balance my life and work situation at night. Because last year doing 3 nights a week of stream, 2 nights of D&D, and then everything else was just like way over the top. So I'm at least saying no to a couple of those things, right? But I'm going to go rest my voice, probably play a little Pally and nerd out a little bit. But guys, thank you so much for coming, hanging out. Thank you for the follows, for the subs. I appreciate y'all. And have a great weekend, you know? I'll see you guys on Monday. Night.